when we started GRACE and End Child Poverty California, we wanted to see how we could really change the fact that California has the worst child and family poverty of any state in the United States. Now, I think that I think all of you aren't old enough to remember, but when we think about poverty in America, you know, people tend to think about, like, you know, the southern states and, you know, Mississippi and maybe some of the heavy industrial states. California has the worst child and family poverty of any state in the United States. So, you know, we tend to think about ourselves as we're this progressive state, and we're groundbreakers. We're the worst in the country. So that means that in California, we have almost 2 million children living under the federal poverty line.
You said something really powerful. You said if we don't do anything, or if we don't say anything, it won't get done. And sometimes we as leaders, we struggle not waiting to be tapped on the shoulder to speak up, usually out of fear that what we contribute to the conversation would be inadequate or it's not good enough. So what advice can you give us to not wait to be tapped on the shoulder, but to speak out and speak our voices? Thank you.
Well, you just showed that there ain't no reason to hang back. I mean, there ain't no. Look, the other thing is that I don't know what you all are like, but you know, I kind of consider myself a little shy. You know, on you know, when I'm meeting somebody or, you know, in a group, and I think one thing is that everyone has that a little bit. And so to just remember that everyone has it a little bit. And the other thing is that it's not about you, that it's about the points you want to make and the friends and family and people that you're fighting for. When we talk about commitment and getting up when you're knocked down, and it's really the drive. I mean, it's really the drive to not accept, I called it rage, to not accept injustice and inequality, particularly in the wealthiest nation that the world has ever known. And in the wealthiest state, we're the 5th largest economy in the world in California. If we were a state, we'd be the 5th largest economy in the world. And so it's that drive to do better and not accept where we are. The third is, you've all touched on it. I mean, it's really unbelievable that they're in high school. And that is that desire to make ourselves better, to do better ourselves, to act in consistent with the way that we think we should be. And part of that, I think, is respect for others. I think it's respect for others. So you said 5, but I think those are the 3 most important things, because they affect everything else. And so when we talk about being who you want to be and acting the ways you should, that implies things like someone that has respect for others, which is part of leadership. But I think they all flow from those 3 things to me.
Do you have any advice on how we could be less greedful in the society that glorifies greed? Thank you.
Well, that's a really good question. That's a really good question. You know, is to realize that we all want something better for ourselves and our families and our communities and our state and country. So in a sense, we all want something more. But I think that it's one thing to want a better life for ourselves, our friends, our families, our state, and everyone in our country. But I think that, what is it that really gives each of us joy? And, I think that for for all of us, you know, fancier clothes or fancier car or, you know, something, may provide, you know, kind of some momentary, you know, uplift or, you know, entertainment, I guess, make you feel good. But ultimately, I think for all of us, that doesn't really make you feel better.